Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Role Players Guild. And something
Hello.
chose just the right time to drive by.
It's a growling in the
Yeah,
background.
that's
Yeah.
the one. It's the one thing I do not like about this apartment is that it's right along the highway.
Oh.
So you hear so many cars go by, and if I'm upstairs in the bedroom and a truck passes, like a just like a big truck or an 18-wheeler, I can feel the whole bedroom shake.
Oh
It's like I'm
boy.
living on a train station. Yeah.
Well, we're
Thanks.
here tonight with another episode of Dream Dealers of Fairhaven. So we are going to jump right in. I am Beluga, your guildmaster here at the Role Players Guild, and I play Mark V, your resident Warforged Warlock. To you, Alex, Laura,
Go
this is
for it.
your warning.
Yes, I'm Alex, and I play Xylix Searster, the nature cleric, stars druid, multiclass, lizard folk. Laura, it's up to you.
Hi, I'm Laura, and I play Gilzaf, who's a little autognome rogue and hot take, but Reese's cups aren't as good as other candy.
That
Now
is a hot
somebody-
take.
I was taking a quiz.
Uh,
Am I supposed to follow that?
Yep.
Yeah, you are supposed to follow that. It's your turn now.
Well, that's just wrong, and even the cat here agrees with me. So we got that going for us. I'm Bee's spouse, and I'm playing everyone's favorite electrical conductor, Elspeth. Jason.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to an exciting action-packed, adventure-filled episode of Dungeons and Dragons. My name is Jason. I will be your guide to the light. And tonight, you brave and perhaps foolish adventurers have found yourselves in a warehouse, or at least the administration room of a warehouse. The rest of the warehouse you have yet to. However, in your travels, you have encountered some crazy, scary stuff. You and your crew have been hired by the local law enforcement to investigate a series of strange happenings, some strange stuff. Stuff that goes way over the head and way over the pay grade of the local authorities. There has been a wonderful new product that has come on the market in this beautiful city of Fairhaven. They're called the Lucidia Stones. These stones allow for lucid dreaming. They are very popular. They are found in every upscale shop, and them being popular, everybody's using them. But something else happened when these things came on the market, when everyone began to use these Lucidia stones, these lucid dreaming devices. People started acting strange, committing horrible crimes, doing violent things. People began losing their minds. Other people just kind of sunk into a dream world and started acting not like themselves. And the only thing they were able to pin it back to is that each of these people who went off on these crazy tangents used these Lucidia stones. Unable to explain it, unable to get to the bottom of it, the local authorities look to you, brave adventurers. Can you see my finger? There we go. You, brave adventurers, to investigate and find out what has happened. In your travels, you have come across some leads, and as you have investigated those leads, those people who have been connected to these leads have attacked you. Thus, your search has led you here to this warehouse, owned by a gentleman by the name of Tobias Gravemore, who owned this textiles factory, and was one of these individuals who just kind of went crazy. He just went nuts, started murdering his employees. Everyone tried to calm him down. He went nuts and was killed in an altercation after that. Thus, here you are. You've made your way into the administration room. You were attacked by some of the employees. who obviously were not acting themselves. And that's kind of where you are at now, ready to explore the rest of the building and see if you can dig up answers on what is causing these crazy occurrences and what is the mystery behind the Lucidia stones. We have in our in the room Gilzaf, the construct, right? Lurking about, investigating, observing, thinking, analyzing. Let's start with your character. Tell us what your character is up to at the moment.
Starting with my character is I'm assuming most of these desks that are like kind of around the place have, that was one ping, but I pinged all of the desks. Sorry.
Huh?
Are like not just blocks and you can go underneath them. So I am, instead of investigating on the tops of things, because everyone else has got that, I'm tiny, small. I'm going to look in all the in the drawers on some of them, and then also underneath of them to see if there's anything interesting underneath of any of them, like underneath, but also on the floor, because you know.
Okay. You got it. In one of them, let's see, just looking underneath the desk, things like that, right?
Yeah.
All right, you find a few candy wrappers. It looks like someone was snacking at this desk. You find a tooth from an unknown beast.
I'm taking the tooth. Are the candy wrappers suspiciously maybe like chocolatey peanut buttery?
Let's see. We'll see what the dice have to say. Yeah, they're one of those nasty, like super nutritious candy bars. It's like it's like it's not even chocolate. It's like kale chip sweetened with like a honey a little bit. It's not even real honey.
Candy.
Yeah, someone was trying to eat very healthy. Not much fun. But you also find a tooth from an unknown beast. It's about 5 inches long or so.
So I'm not the best at this, so I will bring this out, probably going over to Xylek, who seems to know a little bit more about wild things.
Okay.
But while doing so, I'm gonna see if I can think about from.
Okay.
Probably. Actually, don't know what roll this would be, but it is a 20.
Okay. All right. Offering that, so you're so is that an investigation roll?
Sure. Yes, it's a 20.
Okay. That's good. 20 is good. And did you say you were involving Xylek?
Yeah, so I was walking over, like, kind of looking at it, seeing if I could think of what it is, and then if I wasn't able to completely identify, I would have asked him, but as it is, I'm going to present him with whatever it is.
Yeah, you got it. All right, so as you cross the room to Xylek to show him, off of roll of a 20, your just your knowledge, all of that kind of quickly comes back into focus. There was a creature that you all just recently saw in this last encounter. It just briefly kind of appeared, right?
Oh, yeah.
Do you all recall what that creature looked like?
It was kind of like a hodgepodge of like a bunch of different creatures, wasn't it? It was like very amorphous. I can't remember.
Monstrous creature. I love my notes.
Right? Okay. You're right. It was kind of like a mixture, a different creature. It had characteristics of different creatures, right? Almost like an old mythological nightmare had come to life, right? The head of a lion and the body of an ox and all that stuff, right? But it was kind of it had multiple eyes. It had two large arms, large appendages, and at the end of those arms there were these claws. And as you look at this tooth, Gilzap, off of a roll of a 20, it occurs to you this is no tooth. This looks like it broke off of one of those claws. This thing had enormous pincers on the end of each of its arms, and one of these little sharp claws off of these pincers seems to have broken off.
That's really cool. I am still going. I am still going to give that to Xylek because
Okay.
wild things, right? You like
Yep.
wild things,
Sure.
but I will present it as, hey, look, a piece of pincer.
They make my
Right.
heart sing.
Right?
True. You did it.
Yeah, I'll take this claw and inspect it, see if I can ascertain the origin of animal or beast that it may have come from.
Okay.
If this creature was like a mix of all different kinds of animals or beasts, I don't
Okay.
know if that would
Yeah.
translate.
So it's kind of interesting as you look at it, Xylek. It's kind of let's see. We'll try a quick nature check. Let's do that real quick.
All right.
We'll put that to the dice and see if the dice has story.
12. Right. 12.
A 12? Okay.
Yep.
All right. So this is not anything that you've encountered in the natural world, nor in your travels. It is from some kind of an aberration, meaning that it's not quite 100% material or corporeal. It seems to, as you move it in your hand, it just kind of seems to phase in and out of vision, out of your view. This is from something not from the seen world, not from any kind of a material plane that you recognize. It definitely came from the claw of this creature, but it kind of gives you and Gilzaf kind of an insight into what it is you might be dealing with. This is something that is comprehended and beheld on kind of maybe perhaps a different plane of existence or a different plane of consciousness.
If I know that, shoot. I have no like knowledge planes. I have Arcana maybe?
Yeah, like Arcana would be.
Yeah.
Just Arcana.
Can I try a knowledge Arcana? Or
You can.
knowledge or Arcana check?
Sure.
12 again.
Okay. Any travelings in Sarlona? Anything about that? Any kind of lore or knowledge known about the history of Sarlona?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So here's what you know so far off of the rules you've been given. This creature is something more than just something different than just physical. It's not necessarily comprehended by physical means, I would say, and it feels almost like a psychic entity or or something of the like, almost as if to deal with it or stand against it, you might need to kind of meet it on its own ground, a different frame of consciousness, I would say.
That makes sense. Since it came to us like in a vision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, but how would then a piece of it wind up here?
How indeed?
In this
Well, that's
world. This
that mysterious creature that appeared suddenly. Where did it appear from? Did it just pop up?
it was like a vision or apparition from when we killed one of the guards, I believe. Or
Right.
affected
Correct.
soldiers.
Mm-hmm. And you've seen these things. You've seen just fleeting visions of these things before, as you've killed anyone who seems to be under the influence of whatever it is that is transpiring. Right? You take out you wipe out the last bit of life from them. Their bodies break open, and there is this aberration, this and a personage that appears, and you just see these multiple eyes. But up until then, up until that point, you just remember the eyes, right? Just a palette of flesh and multiple eyes. With this, you actually saw the thing in its entirety, and it was one of these. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not of this beast, or where or how a piece of it had wounded up in this material realm.
Oh.
It's a mystery.
Yeah. All right, Elsbeth, lingering about in the room. Tell us what your character is up to at the moment.
As we
Oh,
as we
no, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I thought you
no,
had still stepped away.
as we had finished last time, I know that we had Elspeth had destroyed the sort of panic alarm that was going on there, and the lovely little apparition had actually had things to say, which made it a much more exciting experience for everyone, I think. I don't recall what it said specifically. But also, it hadn't Xylek called attention to noise behind that door down south?
Yes.
So Elspeth is awaiting the results of this investigation and is most actually going to just probably step over here to get not so in the line of fire, but able to step in to provide return fire, as she's not a big fan of getting hurt.
Right.
Fair.
Okay. All right, just kind of taking a position, waiting for that next that next moment when all the crap hits the fan.
Until something else catches her attention, yes.
Okay, you got it. All right, good. Next we have Mark 5. Recently having been activated or reactivated, right? And just kind of scanning the room and seeing what happened here. Tell us what your character's up to.
Mark 5 is still a little bit unclear about the group's objectives. And hasn't really had any orders from Mistress Elsbeth.
Sorry about that.
So she is probably also focusing on Xylek getting ready to open the door. I'm just waiting to see what happens.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Elspeth, can I get a? Well, let's see. What is your passive perception?
Big fat 11.
An 11. Okay.
It's a nice number.
I got dump stats. Don't worry.
That's horrible.
That's
Right.
one.
Okay. Yeah. Alrighty. So yeah. And to, would you care when they say orders from Mistress Elsbeth, right? Would that imply that some of the group dynamics have positioned you a little bit as the face of the group? Any kind of leadership roles assigned to your character? Would you say?
Well, in that
fair.
specific case, yes, Laura.
To be fair, I did just tell Mark 6 or Mark 5 that Elspeth was in charge.
Mhm.
I don't think Xylek or I think that Elspeth is in charge. Just
Okay.
Mark 5.
Excellent. Okay. So with that, kind of being ever observant, Mark 5, kind of waiting for the next thing to happen, kind of, it does occur to you that if you have any questions whatsoever about the objective of what the objective is, any kind of like that, you can certainly look to Elsbeth for answers.
Nice.
At
Elspeth
least
will
that's what you've
definitely
been led
steer
to
you
believe.
correct direction.
Most certainly. Xylek, you don't hear it anymore, but you did hear what sounded like some whispering coming from behind this door.
Is there a keyhole? I didn't think of this before.
Oh yeah, keyhole.
No keyhole. It looks like it's the door is. Have you tried the door just yet?
No.
Okay.
No, I'll try it now though.
Okay. So it is a handle, and it's kind of like two large golden plates, probably like brass or whatever, right? Not real gold, but and then two round doorknobs, one on each door. It's a double door, and just kind of like a like a large plate. But as you try to turn the handle, it is locked.
Oh. Well, it seems entrance through this way is blocked at the moment. Unless any of you are capable with locks.
Take a look at that real quick.
Picking them.
Says
By all
the thief.
means.
Um,
I'll take a step aside, and when you approach, I'll put my hand on your shoulder and cast guidance.
very nice of you. I am going to.
Oh wait. Do I have guidance? I have.
It's like a cantrip, right?
Oh no, I do. Yeah, I have.
Okay.
I have so many spells to look through. Crazy.
Fair.
Mhm.
Can I
Yes, I have.
belay the guidance to the lock picking and just detect for traps real quick?
Oh, okay. I see.
You can. Go ahead and give me a quick investigation.
That would be 30-20.
Okay. So this could be a tough one. This is a security. This is a bit of a security. It's a security door. It's controlled by. It's kind of a different mechanism than what we might be used to in our own realm of existence. But it's the lock is controlled by a series of gestures that are swipes, things like that are made across the plate surfaces just above the door handles. If they're trapped, it's going to be something along the lines of maybe a lightning trap, like a shock when you either touch the plate or enter the wrong gesture on the plate.
So is the plate shiny?
It is. It's kind of like a brass, like a goldish brass.
Does it look like there's smudges on the glass or on the brass? Like you would see on like a number pad, in this world, but also like your weird meat bags and your oily skins.
Right. Well, off of a dirty 20, an idea does come to mind. You do see what looks like smudges of like oil, like fingerprints and things like that. But you might have to get a little creative with it. Off of a dirty 20, the idea does occur to you that you might be able to kind of throw some dust or whatever on this and see if it would highlight, any kind of smudges or patterns, anything like that.
So I have on me a tinkering tool set.
Okay.
And the tool sets, they never like tell you what's included in them. But I would hope that a tinker's tool set would come with like a small little vial of like graphite for lubrication of small bits.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And I use my graphite and go.
All right. So there's it might be difficult. But yeah, we'll put this to a we'll put it to a dexterity roll. There's a vial of graphite in there, but according to the dice, according to my rule, it's very low. Somebody has been using this graphite for doing lots of things. Yeah, so you'll have to kind of really do your very best to get what's left of it out of that vial and apply it to the plates.
Well, I don't have any real thing other than just like, which is what you would really do with a little vial of um graphite. So I'm going to say, hey, does anybody have the ability? Does anybody have like a small amount of powder or something along those lines? I will whisper but loudly. Actually, I will use the psychic connection that I've established with all of us before we came into this building, like 3 sessions ago.
What were you looking for? A bag of powder?
Like some sort of powder, like.
So I'll reach my hand down to eye level to you, and I grow a dandelion out of my palm, and I gesture you to hold out your hand, and then I just kind of like shake the dandelion, like while it's still like bright yellow, and I just like shake it out, and a whole bunch of pollen falls off of it into your hand.
That was
I don't
nuts.
have allergies.
Achoo! Achoo! Achoo!
Yeah, right.
That was unbelievably creative. Sorry, I everything I have up my sleeve is just gonna pale in comparison to what you just. Sorry, that's our peak tonight. I'm sorry, everybody.
That's
It's all downhill from here. That was awesome. Okay. All right. So yeah, dandelion growing from your hand. There's pollen. What will you do with that?
So in my hand, I will just kind of like blow on it around with my hand lifted up so that it is directed towards the plate there.
Okay. All right. So yeah, with that, you're as you blow that pollen over the plates, you do see like what looks like patterns, what looks like tracks made within the very oily, greasy fingers. As you do that, it looks like characters kind of come into view. They're all kind of jumbled because they're all written on the same surface in the same location. They are these characters.
Mm-hmm.
In roll 20, what characters do you see there?
Pin, pineapple, apple pen.
All right, for the people at home, we have POENEAEPLS. I'll like copy and paste that into the stream chat too, so that people can look at it.
And I'll murmur those out loud while I am deciphering what symbols they are, so that the rest of the group can also know what I see there.
Okay.
And I'm going to assume that it's some sort of word, and it's all scrambled, obviously, because why would a plate tell you what order things are?
No.
Okay.
It's a good thing this is not a number one.
Okay. Sorry, I did kind of have to pull this out on my hindsight quick, so hopefully I got that right, but should be close enough to give you a.
I think you did.
Think so?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Elspeth would figure it out, but
yeah. Well, make an intelligence check. Let's see if Elspeth is intuitive enough to see it.
Is it int or whiz?
Let's do. We'll do intelligence.
Oh, I think I got it. Yep.
Yeah.
There it is.
All right. You think it says peon nipples?
I
think she thinks it says pineapples.
Something of that regard, right? Okay. Xylek and Gilzaf, you think you guys? Do you think you two have an idea?
I'll roll something. I think I got something close, but I'm missing like 2 letters.
Okay.
I'll roll an intelligence check.
Okay.
I will guide myself while I do so.
hmm
Cocked. Ugh. 9.
Yeah. Off of a 9.
Yeah. I have
Okay.
please no.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Please no.
Do you want to try that?
Please
Well, I'm
no.
missing a P.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's because there's a another P. Pleep.
I nominate the person with the int score here.
Well,
That's nothing.
I didn't dump stat intelligence this time, but it's not my strong suit.
My intelligence is a +1.
Okay.
So is mine.
Do we have? Okay. Do we have an entire party of people with a dump stat with an intelligence dump stat?
Possibly, yeah.
We've discovered a bit of a hole in the party.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not my lowest stat, but my lowest stat and int have the same bonus.
There you go. Y'all might need to hire a nerd. Let's see. Okay. Anything else you
I
want?
mean, I will attempt to roll. I just can't promise anything.
Okay.
I would posit and tell me if I'm wrong here, Laura, that someone who is a certain kind of spy has a certain amount of code breaking experience and therefore is relatively good at anagrams.
You would be correct.
It was just a straight intelligence roll?
Yep.
Okay, I got a 13.
Okay. All right. That's actually pretty good. It's coming to you. Let's see. Gilzaf, anything else you want to attempt?
I'm just saying words out loud that I see in here. So I'm saying like people, 1, apples.
Yeah, I got people 2.
While a certain type of people would have a code breaking ability, those types of people had to choose between backgrounds, and
Okay.
they didn't choose that one.
All right, that's all good. All right, so a 13 is in pretty good territory. You think it might be 2 words.
Okay.
You think it might be this one.
See, I because I got nope, please, or please, nope.
Okay.
Yeah, I got that too.
Yeah, so
Open!
this comes to you.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, gosh.
that's not a nope.
Scott, you
Yeah,
look like you knew it.
That's not a nope. I had
the player saw it, but I gotta be real.
Sure.
That's
Sure.
great. man.
All right,
great.
so Mark 5, just kind of looking at this, and it actually strikes. It wasn't just intuition that put this together for you. It wasn't just the intelligence. There's actually a little bit of a memory here that is coming to you. There's a familiarity about this very mechanism. You think you just gotta write "open please" with your finger on that plate, and it opens up.
So without saying anything while everyone else is trying to figure it out, Mark F5 is just gonna go over to the door and start writing it on the door.
And as you write it on the door, there's just like a trail of light that kind of follows your finger move. And as you write the words "open please," once that happens, there's a clicking and a motion and an interchange of the gears within the opening mechanism, and the door you think the door is open.
Right. I lift my shield up just in preparation.
Okay.
I'm going to gate at Mark 5. What was that?
I don't know. It just felt right.
Have you
Okay.
seen these? Oh, I'm so confused.
Are we playing word games by vibes now?
Bye bye. Yes.
I mean,
This
it
is why I
works, so obviously it's fine, but
Okay. So the door is, well, physically the door is still closed, but it appears to be it appears to be unlocked at this point. You can move the handles freely, and you're free to open the door.
I will.
when I
Yeah, good.
detected for traps, did I?
Yeah,
It was only if we got it wrong, essentially.
essentially,
Right.
yeah. Yeah, it was the kind of mechanism, and you don't know if that particular feature was activated on this door, but you do know that it occurred to you that this is one of those kind of mechanisms where if you do get the combo wrong, or if there's, or if anybody just touches it wrong or whatever, there is a feature in this locking mechanism that can be activated that will emit a shock to whoever's touching that plate.
You know how if your phone has like a password, like a swipe password, and you do it wrong, your phone just vibrates to let you know that it was wrong.
Yeah.
Imagine if your
Yeah.
phone shocked you.
Oh,
I know,
great.
I think that's a great idea. And
No thanks. I get my password wrong too often.
All right. Yeah, we have a lot of people in our house that like to steal other people's phones. So, Anyway, all right. So, with that, you're quite confident you can easily open up that door.
I do.
Okay. Mark 5, opening the door and peering into the room. Yeah, let me open this up. It opens up into what looks like a massive production room. In the distance, you can see rows and rows of tables. Lots of this is kind of where the manufacturing actually happens in this facility. And as you peer in, it's fairly dim light. So it's kind of like lots of shadows that kind of cast about here. But it looks like you're in like the main production room. These rows, let me finish unhiding this so you can all see. So yeah, and grab that pointer tool. So these tables are all lined with different kinds of textiles. And it looks like it's kind of like an assembly line, like a production line. And by the time they get to the end of it here, it looks like there's a door in the back for shipping and receiving, and then several materials. There's a vat, things like that. In the very back, it looks like some kind of a service desk. And then this room is supported by these 6 pillars. And the roof is, it's a tall roof. It's kind of it's about a 2 or 3 story building. So the ceiling extends up maybe a good 30 feet or so to an arched roof.
Can I make a perception check to? Sorry. Can I make a perception check to see if I could see where the noise was coming from that we heard, or that Xylem heard?
Can I help?
Yeah. Okay.
I can't help with that, sorry.
Okay.
Why can't you help?
Yeah, and
I was kind of asking myself if I could help you with that, but I'm not proficient in perception, so I cannot help you with that.
Yeah, but you could still help and give me advantage.
That's true.
You can do the help action.
I will help.
Okay. Okay. Good. And then and this it's an interesting rule in D&D, but it's like the help action, right? But I always I like to make my players work for it a little bit. I love, I want to work with them. I want to help them succeed, but I also kind of put it to their imagination and their storytelling ability. Tell me how you are helping your fellow adventurer perceive and listen.
So I am sort of like, sorry, also looking in, right? And
Okay.
kind of like, not over there. There's nothing over there.
Okay.
In areas.
Cool.
So I might not actually be that hopeful. I apologize for that.
Okay. But also looking, right? Also just perceiving, right? Just
Yeah.
adding to the collective observance, right?
Yeah. And
Okay.
Mark 5, did I include you in the recall. Did I include you in the psychic link that I have?
I think you did eventually.
Okay, cool. Then I would be doing that psychically because we're looking for things. So
Okay, so there's one thing. I just realized that Warforged don't have dark vision.
neither do auto gnomes.
You would think it would just be like installed, but
Yeah.
Okay.
So, how well am I able to see? If I
I mean, I wouldn't call it. It's not really dark in there. I'd say it's kind of like a dim light.
Okay.
I would say. And with the legal term dim light, how far can a normal person see in dim light in 5e? Anybody remember off the top of their head? Is it up to 20 feet?
Don't quote me on that.
Okay. So you can kind of see up into here. Let's see. Get that pointer tool. You can kind of see maybe about this far or so.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So these tables just kind of disappear into the dark a little bit as you look further out. As far as your perception, I mean, you just kind of heard like maybe a skittering and a whispering just kind of coming from just the other side of the dwarf, from right about here, I would say. Whoever they were, whatever they were, they're gone now.
I did.
At least from your vision.
I rolled a 21, but yeah,
Okay.
whatever my vision
On your
is.
perception.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So absolutely came from right about here,
Okay.
and wherever they are, in the amount of time that it's been since you heard the noise,
That's fair.
they've gotten however far away you think they probably would have easily been able to duck into a doorway, or
Okay.
there is a stairway. Well, here, they could have done that. They could be hiding under the tables. They can't be far away, whoever they were.
I'm gonna cast light. I'll cast it on a piece of Mark V's armor,
Okay.
so that they have a portable light source. Give them a better chance of seeing.
Okay. How far away does that give them?
It extends. It's bright light for 15 feet, I want to say, and then it's 20-foot radius. So it sheds no larger than 10 feet in any of the ends. So it's a bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light for an extended 20 feet.
Okay.
That might be where I got my idea of 20 feet for dim light.
Okay, it looks like I would have just gotten disadvantage for my perception check, so it would have been a straight roll, but we've determined already that I don't see them and they probably got away, so.
Okay. And you feel confident they didn't go far.
Okay.
Can I take a look at the floor, or just like that immediate area in which I heard the noise, and see if I can find any tracks or any sort of clues to show which direction whatever made the noise may have went?
You bet. Yeah, give me a quick. Let's do a quick investigation check.
Can I actually do survival since I'm looking for tracks, clues?
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool.
Uh-huh.
So that's a huge difference.
Okay,
That's a +8 versus +1.
for sure.
It's a big difference.
Doesn't help much. Okay, so that's going to be 13 plus 3, so 16.
Okay. On a 16, it looks like you can kind of see where there's a lot of foot traffic movement. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of foot traffic movement and things like that. And you can see like kind of there's a lot of people walked around in here. Obviously, it's a work zone, right? Recently, in fact, but you do see you can find the freshest tracks that kind of run through here, and they kind of trail off into this direction, and it looks like they kind of head through this door here.
Okay, I'll relay that information. First, like I like drop down onto all fours like a proper. Some frills start to extend up my neck and along my spine, things that aren't covered up by like my gear or stuff. And I just like flick my tongue in and out. It's that like lizard fork tongue. And I flick it in and out, and I get a bead on those tracks, and I start heading in that direction after telling my group.
Okay.
And what kind of tracks were they? I call after you in your mind.
Work boots.
There you go. Appear to be
Because-
humanoid.
I have a 0 in survival, so I would not recognize boot
Yeah.
prints from bear prints.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I'll start making my way over to this door.
Okay. All right, and that door hangs ajar just a little bit, and it's just dark within.
Oh.
I'll hold my shield up, and I'll call out. We know that you're in there. Don't make it any harder than it needs to be. Come out peacefully, and we can maybe spare your life.
Can I stealth and like sneak up behind you so that you have assistance?
Yeah, give me a quick stealth roll.
I like this dice tonight. It's a 20.
All right, it is good. All right, very quietly, Xylik, you don't quite notice, but Gilzaf is kind of sneaking up behind you. Mark 5, you're kind of moving along into the room, and then Elsbeth moving along, covering up the rear. Anything that Elsbeth, anything that you're wanting to do or curious about at the moment?
Are those stairs right by the doorway?
They are. They lead up.
And they go up? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Elspeth does have actual dark vision, so.
Okay.
Woohoo.
So you can see pretty far out.
Into the dark room.
She doesn't even have the light cantrip because she doesn't use the light cantrip, so.
That's so funny.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, they can get dancing lights, right? It's like the arcane equivalent.
But otherwise, she's more than happy to let this investigatory crew do the investigating while she stays out of range of whatever they're investigating.
Okay. You bet.
Hell yeah.
All right. Xylik,
Mhm.
you do hear kind of like a rustling and a movement, almost like somebody, kind of banged against something inside this room. Somebody's in there.
I'll call out again. Final warning. If you're not against us, I'm going to say this.
Stand and deliver. No, that's not. You're not a highwayman.
Right?
Just like I said, come out with your hands up, and we can spare any sort of additional conflict. If not, well, I can assume you only heard what we did with the other people.
Yeah.
What
Good.
What do we do?
Okay. Yeah, the room is silent.
All right, I'm going to stand off to the. What? smart. I'm going to stand off to the side then, and then, do we have like a? So, I will use Druidcraft to create a gust of wind to blow the door open forward, or just open. But I'll stay off to the side.
Okay.
Just in case they're preparing an attack or anything.
Okay. And are you going for any dramatics, or is it just strong enough to blow the door open?
Just strong enough to blow the door.
Okay.
I mean, as a cantrip through Druidcraft, it's not going to be super strong yet.
Okay. You got it. All right. So yeah, waving your hands and speaking that incantation, there's a pickup in the wind in your immediate vicinity. The door responds to that and just kind of creaks open. And the dim light from the room you're in spills into the room.
I'm also going to move closer so that the light on my armor glows into the room.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Anything open?
Okay.
And
So yeah,
it's
so
gonna
that
be behind everyone, except for
Okay.
Elsa, who's way in the.
okay. All right. Anyone stepping into the room?
I will.
Okay. Mark 5 stepping forward, and you said you were using an effect off of your armor to reflect light. Is that right?
So, Xylek had cast light on my armor, so I'm using that to light the room.
Okay, you got it. And how far out does that go again?
It's gonna be 20 feet bright light, plus an additional 20 feet dim light, so roughly 40 feet.
Okay. All right, so it lights up pretty much the entirety of that room, like so. You find yourself standing in what looks like a storeroom. Lots of supplies, barrels, boxes, crates, everything kind of filled with textile pieces, tool fittings. It looks like some kind of like a stock room where they store additional materials and tools for doing what it is they do here. In the back of the room, you see what looks like a stand, a small, like a standing desk, I guess you could say. And on top of that is a large book that's kind of open to you there, but no noise. There are a couple of chests here, barrels, boxes, crates. That's about it.
Can I do like an investigation or something to figure out how they might have gotten out of this room?
Yeah. You bet. Go ahead.
I'll step in at this point as well, seeing that there was no immediate reaction,
Okay.
and just take a look around. Actually, take a look at these boxes.
That's only gonna be an 8.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you're looking about the room, and there's lots of little places to hide for someone to hide in this room, but you don't see any evidence of anybody how they might have escaped the room or anything like that. You don't see actually don't see any exits. There's one door. It looks like one way in, one way out that you can tell, and that's it.
Alright. I guess then in that case I'm going to search these chests over here.
Okay.
And I'll check these boxes, look behind them and such to see if I can find the individual.
Okay.
While they have their hands on things, and I walk into the room, can I detect the traps that may be going off while they're touching things?
Oh.
Thankfully, there are no traps. This looks like an honest storeroom where some things were kept there. Yeah, no trapping of that door that you can tell.
Jason, on the outside of that room, like that bit leading up, does it go anywhere? Because I just see black.
Yeah, let me open that up for you real quick.
I assumed
use
there
the-
wasn't a wall.
Yeah, I'll use the polygon reveal tool in Roll20, which allows you to reveal areas in a polygon shape.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, I always hated the fog of war on this site.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the best that I've seen. It could use some refinement.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, looking up, you see 3 more doors. One here, most likely leading into a room you haven't seen before. One here, which kind of, as your memory is jogged, it appears to likely just be a through door from the main entrance. And one door here, which seems to lead to the administration room, which is a little odd since you all went through all the trouble of figuring out the passcode for the double doors to the south.
I bet that one has an even more complicated lock.
Yeah,
It might.
no. We had no way of knowing that led into the area, but
I was going to put it to the dice, but I thought it'd be funny if it was just open. Yeah. All right. So there's quite a commotion. Everyone's kind of inside. Elsbeth, as you look, everyone's kind of inside that room, looking about through all the
In the
through all the
doorway.
stuff, hanging out in the doorway. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
All right. And Mark 5, investigating the chest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You find, opening up that chest, you find a number of looks like additional fittings for tools. Some kind of like, I guess they can call them like cobbler pliers. You find a big box of those. Those are the big pliers that you can use to tear off, stuff for, when you have pieces that adhere to each other. Works really great for like leather working and things like that. You find some additional bolts for fastening things together. And then you also find a petrified frog and a yellow chrysanthemum, perfectly preserved.
A petrified frog. What?
A yellow chrysanthemum, perfectly preserved.
Yeah. Mark 5's thoughts are, well, those wouldn't have been making noise. Shuts the chest.
Right? Yeah.
I'm gonna open the one that's next to it too.
Okay. And the next, okay. This chest looks a little more fresh. It's less dust on it. It's like it's been kind of opened and closed a little bit more. Popping open this one's actually locked.
Mark 5's gonna turn their head. What is Gilzaf's full name?
His full name designation is Gilzaf 2DF3 Junior.
I'm not gonna remember that, but Mark 5 calls you by your full designation and asks, "Can you open this chest?"
You can't just swipe your finger over the plate and open it yourself, I say in my own head to myself as I go over there to open it for you.
I tried to do open please over the chest. Oh, I think
Just
we...
open it for you.
Yeah.
It's just the proficiency bonus.
It's like,
Block
it should be your, like, dexterity plus proficiency, I think.
Sorry, I always forget that. Okay, dexterity plus proficiency would be +7, so that's a 20.
For lock picking. Okay.
Yeah, lockpick.
All right. So yeah, it's a locking mechanism. I thought it'd be funny to have this one actually be please open, but as it turns out, this is actually just a regular locking mechanism. You're able to kind of work with that from there with your lockpicking kit, and you're able to pop that chest open. Opening this chest, you see a gleaming display of several rows of brightly colored gems, about maybe almost about the size of your fist, in an array of colors: red, blue,
Ooh.
green, and crystal clear.
Before we touch those, anybody, number one, do they look anything like those stones that we've been going around destroying? Number two, do they look like, as a guild merchant, I feel like I might have some knowledge of, if they don't look like those, do they look like any gems I would recognize?
Yeah. So these are definitely, they look a lot like those Lucidia stones. You're pretty sure that's what these are. They're all individually packed. There's just kind of like this layer of like a foamy substance or whatever that's there, and they all each have their individual little pockets. You're pretty certain that these are Lucidia stones.
I'm going to call to Elspeth that we need something broken, because we've been destroying these this whole time.
Okay.
But I'm not going to try to destroy them right now.
Okay.
That's up to Mark 5 who found it, because it's yours. I am in fact going to leave them to you and Elspeth and go over and check out that book with my pockets. It's going in my pocket.
Yeah, I close it and then I start checking the barrels.
Okay. You got it.
These aren't someone moving either, so I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah. All
right, you got it. Checking out the book. It looks like some kind of a manifest, something that's like in our world we call it a spreadsheet that maintains inventory. Seems to be keeping a record of comings and goings. We received, on this date we received this many bits and bolts for fastening things. On that date we received lots and lots of yarn. Things like that, and it shows kind of where they're stored. And as you look about the room, looking up from the book, you see that each of these barrels and crates are numbered and with a certain order, and so they correspond to different pieces of things that are within the book. There is no record, however, of these chests.
Neither of the chests.
Neither of the chests.
Ooh.
Is the cover of the book say Excel?
Yes. We have to figure out which house would be responsible for creating such a thing, right? Probably the one that the makers, right?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Makers or the communication people.
Ye old Excel workbook.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the discrepancy of the two missing chests, I'm not an accountant, so I don't know numbers wise, but does it seem to be any other weirdness? I'm also not a textile merchant. We sold general goods.
Yeah.
I assume I would know kind of what a textile merchant would be in the business of selling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So other than the missing two
It does
chests, are there
seem
any other
odd.
weird things?
Yeah. You do see a couple strange things for a textile factory. Actually, you start to see about halfway down the page, something that happened maybe 6 months ago or so. You started seeing shipments coming in that had to do more with cutting things, specifically like gem cutting, which is a little weird for a textile factory. They do textiles here, right? Not gems.
Yeah. I will mention it though, aloud, probably, because there's clearly no one here. And Mark 5, I did say it's weird for a textile manufacturing company to have things to do with cutting in barrel XYZ, if they exist still in this room. I don't know, you seem like somebody who wants to know about things that could be weapons.
That is a fair assessment. Out of character, though. Maybe they're just bedazzling the clothes.
It's true. They could just be bedazzling their cloths of gold. Also, can I, take my thumb and press it to the book to try and download all of the information that's in the book into my thumb drive.
Oh God.
That'd be a heck of a That'd be a heck of a spell, right? Not
How
bad,
does it spell? But yeah,
right?
I would like to try and remember as much of this information as I can because
Okay.
I need it for reasons.
Okay.
Or take the book. I can take the book too. That's fine. I have a backpack.
Okay. Lifting the book from the desk, you go to kind of take jerked right back as you look. There appears to be some kind of a cable or a a rope or something affixing the book to the desk. There's a little sign on the desk says, "Please do not take the manifest."
Can I take that sign?
It looks like you'd probably work it out. It would take some effort. You're pretty sure you can pry it out,
I'm gonna pry the sign out.
right? All right.
If I can't take this book, I'm gonna take the sign that says not to take it.
Yeah. You bet.
All right. I'd like to take a closer look to where I heard that rustling,
Yeah.
and I'm going to prepare a. You know what I can do actually?
Yeah. And then
I'll prepare a thorn whip spell.
okay, you got it. And it's at this point that Mark 5 and Gilzaf, you notice. Gilzaf, you notice that Xylex's attention has quickly shifted to one of the boxes closest to his feet, almost as if he heard something. He's preparing a thorn whip.
I'm going to
Okay.
look through and push some of the boxes aside to see if I can find this person.
If he's preparing a thorn, like if I notice him preparing the spell, then I'm going to prepare an Eldritch Blast.
Okay. All right, readying that up.
Yep.
Yeah, your hands begin to kind of glow with a ghostly magic.
It's like the Iron Man hand. It's like. Yep.
You all hear it power up, right? We should bring in that sound effect.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Gilzaf, it's in this crate that's right by you. You heard something move in there. Might have been a rat. Might be whoever ran into this room.
How? It's in the crate, like inside of the crate.
Looks like it.
Okay. I am going to step out of the way of the thorn whip and ready a psychic blade for any hostile activity that may happen.
Okay.
Preparing that action.
Okay.
For hostile activity.
Okay. While this is happening, Elsbeth, just want to check in with you real quick. You do hear some commotion happening. It looks like Gilzaf has heard a noise at his feet.
And you have a message about we need you to break something.
What was that?
Did you get my message? Because you said if you need anything broken, let me know. And I said we need you to break something.
I did hear that. And then stuff was still occurring. And now attention is on this box. And Elspeth is more than willing to let y'all mill around that area because you're more or less blocking the doorway in, and she still has a clear line of fire. So she's perfectly content until y'all want to go elsewhere. And besides, there's other doors that could open at any given time.
Okay. You got it. Okay. Gilzaf, what do you do?
I think Xylek was the one with the...
Sorry. Yeah, that's right. Xylek.
Yeah.
Xylek, what do you do?
So, seeing that it's inside the box and not just around it, I'll still use the thorn whip, and I'll use it to like wrap around the top part of the crate and then yank off the lid.
Okay. All right. Swinging that above, using it to wrap around the lid and yanking that back. It buckles much easier than you thought it would. Whatever was fastening the lid to this box, it was not attached. It flies off and, in fact, breaks in pieces. Inside, you see a man, and he's kind of hiding here. And he looks up.
Man.
Whoosh. I'll bring in a token. as we wait for uploads. Waiting. It's almost done. It's almost there. There it is.
Oh my god, he's huge.
God,
Oh my
love
god,
how
he's
they make him in there.
hot.
bigger on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
So
There we go.
as soon
And he's
as
just kind of
oh,
just
go
kind
ahead.
of hiding and looks up at you, almost kind of waiting for you to say something or do something. It's just like this moment where you two kind of meet eyes.
As soon
Sorry,
as
go
he
ahead.
as soon as he appears, I fire the Eldritch Blast at him.
Okay. Firing the Eldritch Blast. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Eldritch Blast is +6. That's gonna be an 18 to hit.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid hit. Yeah, you let loose with that ghostly energy. Those beam. Is it just one beam?
It's 2 beams.
Okay.
Oh, so I have to roll twice. Hold on, let me roll the other beam.
Okay.
That's a 16 to hit.
Okay. All right. Both beams hit.
Cool.
Let's see.
Let me see. That's gonna be 2d10. Oh snap. Let's see.
Just so I'm clear, are you killing this guy with Eldritch Blast?
Oh,
They might be. We'll see. 2 very solid
yeah,
hits
it's
on
all
this
kind
creature.
of,
Okay.
chained in
That's why I held my action for hostile activity.
Right?
I was not told to keep this man alive. And
yeah, I have no idea what's going on.
and Xylek.
Hey, I'm not judging here. I just wanted to know.
Yeah, and Xylek pretty much warned him that if he didn't show himself, that
Yeah.
he was gonna face the consequences. So Mark V took this as okay. We're facing consequences. So the total damage between the 2 hits is 22.
Okay. All right. So Gilzaf, you see this lid pop off, and you see this this guy just kind of looks up at you, and you lock eyes for just a moment, thinking about what to say, and that is when 2 massive beams of ghostly energy raise through the air, directly coming from your right, and just rip into this individual, literally blowing him apart. It's just a massive. Whoever this was, they might not have had a whole lot of what we call in our world hit points. He's dead. Just blew him away.
You did it.
Okay. Let's see. With that, did anybody have anything they wanted to do or intervene in this moment?
So I do have to ask, what just happened in there?
Mark V
Oh.
did it.
Tattletale.
Yeah.
Couple things kind of happened a bit too quickly in succession, I think. It was clear that there was somebody that came to this room. I announced my intentions, gave them an opportunity to come out peacefully. And then when we came in and couldn't find them, we eventually heard where they were hiding. They managed to put themselves in a box. I took the lid off the box, but by that time we were already prepared for hostile actions, and the second they made light,
So just one
Blast
thing led
went
to
off.
another then?
Essentially, it all happened kind of quickly.
Right.
Um,
Well, that doesn't seem the best idea moving forward. So if we could tamp down on that sort of thing, I think that would be more better advised as far as the city guard is concerned. We're already operating in a sort of gray area here, so
I will.
I love that nobody's asking questions of the Terminator in the corner who just blew him away, right?
I will be more careful in the future.
Good man, good man.
I swear
DM,
I will not kill anyone.
do my other compatriots notice this apparition as well?
I guess everyone's eyes was on it, right? There was just a slight visage of an apparition that rose from the corpse after being obliterated.
Well, in that case, good thing we killed that guy. Thanks, Mark 5.
Yeah?
That guy was going to be an evil guy.
You're welcome. We were gonna fight him anyway.
Asbeth, it seems that whoever that person was one of the baddies, as we saw another blue-eyed ghost creature come from the corpse.
Well,
I think we might be in the clear, but your advice is taken. It's duly noted.
I'd like to believe there's some way to reverse this sort of thing somewhere down the line. No, so maybe I'm not really the sort of person to really be telling anyone to be careful, but be careful perhaps. These are lives, not things, technically.
Well, if anyone has 300 gold pieces worth of dust, I could probably bring them back to life if we really wanted.
I have
I
sand.
barely have any dust.
Yeah.
Right.
Elsbeth, it is in that. It is in that moment, Elsbeth, as you finish admonishing your companions, when you hear a rustle behind you. Turning, you see what looks like 5 figures, emerging out of the dark, coming at you. They look a lot like maybe factory workers, maybe administrators. They're all kind of dressed a little bit differently, but they all look like they kind of belong here on a normal work day. They're approaching you menacingly.
Oh, lovely. There's more out here. So, perhaps bring that sort of energetic spirit outside.
Okay.
Right
I'm gonna
away.
replace the lid on the crate that the guy that is now full of dead guy bits. Gonna put the lid back on it, and then exit.
All right. Seems the right thing to do, right? Okay.
No safety here.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Elsbeth, this one jumps up on this table and kind of claps his hands together. And as he brings them apart, a large ball of flame appears between his hands. And he just kind of goes, and it soars directly at you. Make a quick dexterity saving throw.
Is that a line or is that a cone? Am I in the cone?
It's a line.
Okay.
$22.
That's it. Yep.
All right, 22 is a save. You do take damage. We're looking at 12 points fire damage. Okay. And they advance. We are in combat.
Woohoo.
We'll run some quick initiative rolls.
Is it safe to assume that Justice heard that?
Probably. That was pretty noisy.
Where is the initiative tracker? Is it not hanging out?
Yeah.
I don't see it either. You may have not created it yet.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing the initiative tracker.
Turn order.
Oh, there it is.
Let me clear that out real quick. Give me one sec. There we go. Does anybody need help adding their turn there? Let me know.
You gotta add us back to the turn order.
Okay.
No, just click your character, and then
And right click and say add turn. Is that right?
Well,
you have to click on your icon first.
Alex, you can click your icon character and then go into your journal where your character sheet is, and then you can click initiative. Oops, I clicked the wrong character.
Oh.
Did it not work?
I'm going to put them back
No,
where they
this
were.
It didn't work. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it in like I normally do.
Yeah. If you could add us, I don't know why that didn't work.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll add Elsbeth. You're in there with the 13. Xylek.
No, I had a 22 from before it all got cleared out, and I put Justice's back 311.
Okay. Alrighty, that's cool. We have everybody there.
Just need
Anybody
Mark
we're missing?
5.
Okay.
And me.
There we
no,
go.
Yeah, there's Xylek.
There you go. Cool. Go ahead and roll that up and add your numbers accordingly.
There we go.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna use that real quick.
Okay. DM has a 13. Do we want to take a quick 5-minute
Yeah.
break before we resume?
Yeah.
We'll come back and we'll have about 10 minutes of combat before closing out for the night, if that's all right with you guys.
Yep.
All right.
Alright. Let's see. I don't know if I have a we'll be right back screen, so I'll just put the welcome screen back on. We'll be right back,
Okay.
everyone.
There we go.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's get this fight started.
All right. So at the top of the order, let me go ahead and put this in order. Els being first on the scene to turn around and see these goons approach. Someone drew a big old pink ring.
Might have been me.
Might have been Elsbeth. All right. Tell us what you have going on there.
I have a dexterity saving throw of 15 going on.
Okay. All right. Everyone within the circle?
Lightning.
Yeah, for those three.
Okay. All right, you got it.
Her retaliatory response to being attempted to set on fire involved that good old joy of ball lightning from before.
You got it. All right, so this one is a 6. This one is a 14. And this one is an 11.
Well, then none of them make it, and that's actually not 16 damage, but 18 damage because of that.
Elemental Adept. Lightning. All right. Okay,
So
it's good. So it adds 2 points of damage, right?
that's 18 total points of damage, and that is almost the worst possible roll I can have on that damage. That's impressive.
Not bad. Okay.
Clearly, we don't need you to break things in the room. You're breaking things out here.
Yeah, and then I think with that she's going to use her little thing and fly back 10 feet.
Okay, because you can.
And get mostly out of line of sight of them.
Okay.
And that's that.
Okay. All right. So Elsbeth reacting to this situation, quickly turning around, and as it reads with ball lightning, a bright streak flashes from your pointing finger to a point that you choose within range, and then blossoms into a low roar, into an explosion of flame.
It's just fireball transmuted. It's fine.
Okay. And turning into a ball lightning, and it reverberates all throughout their bodies, and you see the smoke fly from their heads as they are all electrocuted accordingly. And then retreating back behind that corner there, right?
Yes.
All right, it's good. Okay, we'll pass the turn to Xylek.
All right. I am going to take a few steps out. Seeing as we are all primarily ranged casters, I am going to cast the spell Spike Growth. And it's going to be this whole area here. How do I make a template for that?
There is if you draw, there's an ellipse, and that's a circle.
Oh.
And then you
all right.
Do like that.
Oh. Why can't I select it now?
You have to like select it on its line.
It's
yeah.
Sometimes easier to switch back to the little cursor and then just draw the square to grab it, and then it will select it. But then you still have to get your cursor right on the little bit of it that's
there. It goes.
On the smaller circle?
No, it's not the small circle. That was just a mistake.
Okay. Looks like I can select it.
There it goes.
But it looks like you were able to move it where you needed. Okay.
Let me just make sure this is. That's just. Freaking in the center. Yeah, it's just.
Okay.
So.
And what is it you're casting again?
Anybody. I'm casting Spike Growth.
Okay.
Like growth.
So that whole area, you see like vines break through the bottom of the ground. These vines sprout out and grow in this whole area, and the vines are studded with wickedly sharp thorns. So it becomes difficult terrain.
Mm-hmm.
Any creature that moves within the area takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet that they travel.
Okay.
It is camouflaged to look natural. Oh, any creature that can't see the area as well. That's just different. I don't know. The transformation on the ground is camouflaged to look natural. Any creature that can't see the area at the time the spell is cast, which they all can. All right, so that doesn't apply. But that whole area is difficult terrain and 2d4 points of damage for every 5 feet that they move in it.
Okay. And that's a 20-foot radius.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Can you
All right.
describe how a mass of wickedly sharp, thorny vines sprouting from floorboards in a manufacturing plant looks natural?
I think they may have added that text in, like, especially if you're casting it on
Already
like
in the
natural
forest?
ground, like
Yeah.
in a forest or in a plain or some sort of natural outdoor
Yeah.
setting, and I think that would all
That makes
apply.
a lot
But
more sense.
obviously, in a circumstance like this, yeah.
Yeah, it just says the ground in a 20-foot radius. Sprouts set at a point within range, twists and sprouts, hard spikes and thorns. I mean, if you look, I guess these are wood planks. So I mean, I would almost imagine the magic kind of taking the materials of the boards and having them twisting and reforming and splintering and turning into just spikes everywhere, right?
Either that or it's coming up from the
Sure.
ground underneath the wooden planks.
Growing from beneath.
Yeah.
Could be.
Like coming in through the cracks.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Yeah. At any rate,
And then,
they will have to deal with that first. And to get out of there.
Ooh, I have
Okay, and it's difficult terrain, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
All right, good. Is that your turn, Xylek? Anything else on your turn?
Yeah, that's going to be it. I can't do anything else as far as bonus action or spellcasting goes, so that'll do it.
Okay. All right, cool. Okay, so with that, they kind of react, and you see them all kind of shift their footing a little bit. How high up off the ground are the spikes? Do we know?
It doesn't say any sort of like height. I think it's just the immediate flooring.
Okay.
Like a foot, like a foot off.
Okay. All right, good enough.
Sure.
So yeah, so these three are occupied with that. And let me find my D4 because they definitely want to move about, right?
Sure.
And you said how many? Let me check the damage on that. How they can get through
2d4.
that? 2d4 per 5 feet, right?
Per 5 feet. Yep.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so this
And
one,
since it's rough terrain.
their movement is halved, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so they'll try to advance, but they may strategize. So this one is first up. Actually, we have Gilzaf's turn, right?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I'm like, how am I gonna deal with this? I gotta do something brilliant. Thankfully, I have Gilzaf's turn to think about it. Gilzaf, tell us
that way
what you
Gilzaf
will
can
do.
just kill them, and then we don't have to worry about
Right.
Until maybe one of them, depending. So I'm going to take advantage of the spike growth. I know this is all happening at the same time, but in my head, it's happening one after another. So I'm going to take advantage of their slight confusion from the spike growth to bonus action hide. And that is a 18 to hide.
Okay.
If I am successfully hidden, I will take a step next to Xylek here, and I'm actually going to attempt to throw a psychic dagger. I believe I can reach him because I believe my range is 60 feet. Yes, it is. Why would I?
Damn.
Yes, to this guy.
Okay.
On the staircase. Just
Looks
because
like
he's not
55
in
feet
the
there.
right now, and he wasn't in with that ball lightning, so like,
Uh-huh.
I'll just damage him a little bit. I don't think
Okay.
I could see the guy down here.
Okay.
So. Natural 20. I'm liking this dice tonight.
That's not bad.
Damn.
Okay. What have you got there?
Okay. I actually do also really like these rolls. I just rolled 3 6s and a 2, and I get to roll all of those dice again.
Okay. You got it.
Sorry, 3 6s and 2 2s.
Okay.
That's 18, 19, 20, 22. So then plus 5, 9, 12. So that's 34, 38 points of psychic damage
Okay.
Damn.
on this guy. I just went
Okay.
pow with my
Yep.
psychic knife, which
Okay.
is like a slight shimmer in the air, like air is displaced slightly, but no like actual like color going towards them from like
Okay.
my wow.
All right. So reaching out with that, that blade just, kind of whisked through the air, displacing, as you said, and it just kind of appears directly in his forehead, dealing that much damage.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. Good. Anything else on your turn, Gilsap?
I'm going to sit high on my lovely turn there. Although actually I am going to move just slightly because I feel like I might be blocking
Okay.
my 5 from coming out. So I'm gonna move right there.
Okay.
That's my turn.
You got it.
This dice is getting a nice spa day today.
Yeah, it is. That dice has served you well tonight.
It has.
All right. So with that, this one really wants to try and move forward, but he's maybe thinking better of it. Let's see. Okay. Okay, it wants to move forward pretty badly. All right, so this one will move through difficult terrain. Its movement is 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. That's 2, 4, 6, 8. D4 damage, right?
D4. Yeah.
Okay.
D4.
Actually, Xylek, that's your spell. I'll let you roll those.
Sure. Oh yeah. Oh, I can never pick up D4s though.
Oh, yeah. That's part of my strategy.
2, 4, 10, 14. Damn these. Ooh, 25 points of damage.
You got it. Okay. And it's just moving forward as if it doesn't seem to care. It's clearly taking damage. You can see it stomping through and scraping through these spikes, and these spikes are just ripping and tearing up this creature's flesh. It's just continuing to move forward, clearly taking damage. It's just still moving forward. Same with this creature, who really wants to try and move around. Let's see how intuitive they are. Okay, so they move in this direction. We're looking at 5, 10, moving out of the circle. So that's 2. It's like 2d4 damage.
Mm-hmm. So 5 points of damage there.
Okay. And then making minus 5 points of damage. It is good. And then this one wants to move out of the circle. Like so. So yeah, that's 2d4 damage moving.
6 points of damage.
Okay. Good. All right. And then let's see. That's this one. And so these 3 have gone. We have these 2 on the outside. So this one moves forward. And he's going to try. Let me see how well he can handle this. And he'll move through here. And he's going to move, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He did move through 2 spaces, through 10 feet of those spikes.
Okay.
And yeah, what is the damage on that?
Doing that now for you. 2, 3, 5, 6.
Okay. So he'll take 6 points of damage, and he's still bleeding from the psychic knife, like so.
Blood.
Psychic what?
Psychic.
Psychic.
Blood. I don't think they
Yep.
actually physically damage you. I think they like you wouldn't bleed.
Right.
It's all like psychic damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Blade vanishes immediately after it hits or misses its mark and leaves no mark on its target if it deals damage.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Bleeding from his mind.
Okay.
It's like a brain hemorrhage.
All right. So after wading through those spikes and taking that damage, you can see him kind of wipe his kind of reach up and kind of wipe his head, and as he clears, just kind of almost attempts to kind of clear his mind, he makes eye contact with you, Xylek, and his eyes just kind of pierce into the heart of you, and you can kind of feel this I don't know, almost like a psychic attack, almost like like an incorporeal attack moving into your being. Make a wisdom saving throw real quick.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, my bad. 1 second. Yeah, it's a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, that is going to be 26.
Okay. All right, so that's a pass. I'm gonna have to buff these creatures. We'll see what happens here. Nothing's getting through. All right.
I had a +8 and I rolled an 18, so
Pretty
it's a
good.
very high roll.
Yep, makes sense. All right, so for a moment you feel just this awful, like just this tiredness come over you, just kind of this fatigue almost, like that feeling at 2:00 in the afternoon where it's like I need a nap, but you're able to kind of fight that off, and you're like you push back on that feeling as you recognize it as a psychic attack coming from this creature, and you're just like, no, not tired at all, fending that off, and then lastly we have this individual who's going to try, and he'll regroup here. And you can't really see what he's doing at the moment. Okay, so that is DM's turn. We'll pass the turn to Mark 5.
It's Justice's turn.
It's
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, my bad. Justice.
Justice's turn is quick because of the distance he's got to cover. But he knows what a fight sounds like, and I think I measured this out, and it's already like, yeah.
Okay.
So he has to dash to get involved, and he does. And just
Okay.
slots in back there to get all up in that guy's space.
Okay. You got it. Bursting through the door, you immediately behold this nasty bit of spiky growth coming out of the floorboards. There's and then the smell kind of hits you of somebody who maybe hasn't bathed in quite some time. Lots of BO in the immediate vicinity coming from this creature directly right next to you, who turns to meet your presence. Yeah, good. Anything else on your turn, Justice?
Nope, because gotta spend everything to get moved there.
Had to dash to get there. Okay. All right, it's good. And we'll move to Mark 5.
Okay, so I'm gonna move here. Do these guys look like the other guys that were in here, like they were under some kind of influence?
Yeah, they have a similar countenance. Very much they present very much the same. They're all, some of them are wearing like administrators' clothing. Others are wearing kind of like run-of-the-mill factory workers' clothing. But they all just kind of have just this awful like visage about them.
Okay. Just trying to see if my form of dread would do anything, but don't think it will. So I will just cast an Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
At the guy. Right next to Justice.
Okay. Don't miss.
I was happy to. Okay. Let's see. Double check what I add. Quickly, she is going to turn to, they are going to turn to Elsbeth. These are okay to fully attack?
Oh yes, do your thing.
Okay.
I've already done mine.
Okay. It's gonna be a 19
Okay.
to hit and a 15.
All right. The 19 is a hit. The 15 is a miss.
Okay.
Okay.
That's only going to be...
So one of those beams sneaks through and finds your target.
There's only going to be 5 force damage.
Okay. 5 points force damage, and this one was your target, right?
The one next to...
Right by Justice?
Yeah, just
The one with my definitely invisible dagger in his head. That
You
vanished.
got it. Yep. Still bleeding from that. Okay, good. Okay, so between the spikes, the dagger, and the Eldritch Blast, this one's not looking so great. He's kind of having a hard time finding his focus and looking. You can see kind of a shakiness in his gaze, but still up and still able to arouse their faculties to engage in combat. Anything else on your turn, Mark 5?
no, that'll be it.
All right, cool. Okay. So let's see, we're closing in on 7:50 p.m. on my clock on the West Coast. That means it's almost closing in on 11 o'clock for our friends on the East Coast.
Yep.
Time for bed. We'll go ahead and draw it to a close. Is there anything anybody wants to do before we close out for the night? Any questions anybody has?
I'm good.
All good?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, so we will pick this up in just 2 short weeks and find out the exciting conclusion to this bit of combat and what clues can be discovered and what answers can be found. With that, I will hand the floor back over to our gracious host, Beluga.
Alrighty, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Just letting you know that we officially have a return date for our Rise of the Rune Lords campaign.
That's right. Yay.
We will be back with Rise of the Rune Lords on Thursday, October 10th. So tune in then. But until then, we will be back in 2 weeks on October 2nd with another episode of Dream Dealers of Fairhaven. I am Beluga, your guildmaster here at the Role Players Guild. I play Mark V, the Warforged Warlock, and I'm passing it to Alex with Laura on deck.
I'm Alex. I'm playing Xylek, the Nature Druid Stars. No, wait. Nature Cleric Stars Druid. This Laura.
Me? Okay. I'm Laura. I play Gilzaf, who's an autognome soul knife rogue, and yeah, now it's Beast Spouse's turn.
That'd be me. And B's spouse, me, plays Elspeth, everyone's friendliest electric death dealer. Jason?
You bet. All right. As always, a pleasure to play with you all. My name is Jason. I am your friendly neighborhood DM, and really happy to be back with you all. So we will again pick this up in 2 weeks, and we'll look forward to gaming with you all very, very soon.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
All right.
Have a
Thank you.
great night.
Have a good night.